Alright, so this is going to be the episode that recaps all of the journals and stuff that I've missed before for the people who want to see it. Not much is probably going to happen in this one, and I'm not going to continue the story beyond these journals and stuff. So I don't know how many we've got. We've got a lot to go. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got like 10 journals to go ahead and go through, and then I don't even know how many film reels. So this is it. If you don't want to watch this stuff, I'd recommend not watching the rest of the video because it's going to be kind of boring. But for anyone who cares, then we're just going to go through all this shit now.
I feel the hands of my illustrious ancestors at work in what happened today. I've been contacted by a man who shares my vision, if not my noble heritage. He calls himself the Red Skull. An overly theatrical title to my tastes, but I must admit the resources at his disposal are impressive indeed. I have agreed to meet with him.
I'm actually kind of disappointed they didn't say the sleeper at all in there.
This evening I received the Red Skull in the ballroom. I fear the splendor of the setting was wasted on the man. He appears single-minded in his focus on conquest and the acquisition of power. Still, these are desirable traits, and he clearly possesses the intelligence to recognize my importance in the success of his plans. I have agreed to future meetings. An alliance may prove mutually beneficial.
I wonder if Red Skull is the sleeper.
The skull both impresses and repels me. I confess to admiring the skill with which he has manipulated the present political tides to his own advantage. He has acquired backing from the regime in Berlin, while using those resources to build an army loyal only to him. The Order of Hydra. This has enabled him to accomplish much. Perhaps my own reticence to tolerate the presence of my inferiors has held me back in this regard. I have granted the Skull permission to house certain of his lackeys here while we go about our work.
The Skull.
The individuals the Skull surrounds himself with are distasteful in the extreme. Most of all, the loathsome scientist Arnim Zola, whose undeniable genius cannot compensate for his odious personality. I fully understand the need for pushing boundaries in order to achieve technological advancement, but there is a fine line between ambition and recklessness. A line Zola crossed long ago. My prior concerns are mollified. Today, I confronted Zola over the risks his twisted experiments pose to the splendor of my home and the treasures housed within. I informed the Skull he would need to be reined in if the forces of Hydra were to continue to be tolerated in Castle Zemo. Perhaps the Skull saw reason. Perhaps my own not inconsiderable army, loyal only to me, gave him pause. Regardless, I am pleased with the outcome. Zola's work suspended, the man himself assigned to research.
Cool
The
beans.
Skull has summoned more detestable lieutenants, including one young fellow who also claims to be a baron, yet allows the Skull and Zola to order him about like a common domestic. And the woman, if the baronesses who once lived here could see her mannish affectations and scandalous attire, they would faint dead away. I tolerate this duo's presence only with difficulty. Should they vex me, they will pay the price.
I actually like the voice actor of this guy. It's pretty
I
good.
expected Zola to throw tantrums like the man-child he is when his experiments were halted. However, he has shown me character I did not realize he had by immersing himself in the Zemo library with unbridled zeal. The collected wisdom of my ancestors can only benefit one of his low character, even if he can never hope to fully comprehend the qualities of one born to nobility. Zola and the Skull are quite taken with my family history, inquiring often about prior Barons Zemo. Like children begging for bedtime stories. They ask after the tales behind each of the treasures stored in the trophy room. I have kept to myself the indiscretions of Hilliard Zemo, 8th of our line, who foolishly harbored notions of using our resources to educate the peasantry. And yet now I understand, if not condone his goals. One does derive satisfaction from seeing inferior minds attempt to better themselves, even when such efforts are inevitably restricted by the breeding of those undertaking them.
He's just talking about random shit I don't even know about.
I have consented to limited restoration of SOLAS experiments, under my supervision, of course. With the benefit of the knowledge found in our ancestral library, it is my hope he can control his baser instincts. And he claims to have thoughts as to how I might improve Adhesive X, a personal project I have labored on for some time. I am prepared to hear him out, though my expectations remain realistic. I am betrayed. Even as we perfected Adhesive X, that vermin Zola orchestrated an accident. A disaster meant to kill me. But while I am scarred for the remainder of my days, a ZEMO does not die so easily. I have given no indication that I realize the incident was anything but a misfortune. But my revenge shall be fearsome to behold.
So he's mad. Alright, that's the last of the journal entries. Let's go to the film reels. And then maybe we can check the schematics. Oh, there's only like 3 film reels, I guess, now. Let's see. Let's just dive right into them.
I have placed a most ambitious woman in charge of the cell blocks.
Uh-oh.
Current mores dictate that women are delicate flowers, best used to breed the next generation of perfection. As a scholar, I know this to be nonsense. History is rife with accounts of female warriors, and I believe we have one here. At my suggestion, the rank of Madam Hydra has been awarded to this young lady. She declines genetic augmentation. Certain stereotypes, such as a woman's vanity, are after all true, but she has commissioned exotic ordnance from my labs. I was able to shrink the mechanisms of 2 fully automatic high-powered rifles to the size of a pair of pistols. Again, too costly for mass production, but when she made her request, I could not refuse. She shows a natural affinity for chemistry, specifically the use of toxins. The prisoners provide a ready source of test subjects for her imaginative research. I have given her leave to experiment as she wishes, provided they remain alive and healthy enough for my work. True, there have been accidents, but the sparkle in her eyes on these occasions, it's its own reward.
I think he kind of likes her. She's one crazy-ass bitch, though, so good luck. And her face got exploded on, so I don't know how much he's going to like her now. We have the Scorcher reel and the Warden reel left.
To increase survival rates during initial swarming charges, my foot soldiers will require long-range support. With the power of the cube, I have modified the classic flamethrower to integrate a high-powered plasma output. It launches a stream of superheated plasma so powerful that it vaporizes the air around it, creating a nearly perfect beam of scorching gas. To assist in situations where targets are not within the line of sight, a rocket-propelled grenade launcher has been fitted to the weapon. For long-term use of this heavy equipment in the field, dramatic genetic strength enhancement proved necessary. The alterations have had some unexpected side effects. The subjects are prone to violent psychosis and sadistic urges. Of course, these personality flaws are of little concern in non-leadership personnel, and in combat can often be quite desirable.
Cool. I like how it gives like a little bio for all the enemies and stuff you'll meet, so long as you can find the film reel or unlock it in whatever manner.
Our excavations of the tunnels beneath the castle create the need for demolition and removal of heavy debris. To this end, I have perfected the first successful grafting of mechanical apparatus onto the human body. Using the cube, I have developed a pneumatic jackhammer arm and attached it to heavily augmented soldiers. A targeted lobotomy removes the traditional psychotic side effects, keeping these workers calm and pliable. It also results in a total removal of any compassion, making the subjects ideal for handling prisoners. We have outfitted them with riot shields for crowd control. This mingling of flesh and machine intrigues me. Perhaps the future of evolution lies not within, but outside our fragile forms. I may revisit some of my early experiments in mechanical design, explore the possibilities further.
So he wants to make robot humans, which is great. Cyborgs, if you will. Something like that. Anyway, that's done. I don't even know what all these schematics are. It's probably just like upgrades. Sweepers and snipers will remain stunned for longer. Grunts and Spartans will remain stunned. Grunts and Spartans will remain on the ground for longer. Stunned, on the ground, more damage. So it's like if you got all the schematics, you're pretty much doing the same thing to each one. Just unlocks more stuff. You do more damage if you get the third one, etc., etc. So that makes sense, but this is going to end this video of a recap of all the journals and film reels and other BS. It went to, I get 10, 12 minutes, somewhere around there. So next time when we come back, we'll actually move the story along and work on wrapping this game up. We've got, what, like 6 or 7 more chapters to go, something like that. So we'll be back in a little bit.